So Freemasons are still active today. They obviously have had a decrease in recruiting people with more people learn about things and hanging on to people, but they're still very active. There's still a lot of them. They're in charge of a specific agenda and branch organizations that branch into them. So their main focus is on the army and military, everything to do with that. That's why you see so much of Freemasonry within the Navy or the Army, and it has a long sort of history with that. And they're also involved in politics, right? And so they're very much involved in supplying first level of entries into politics. So those are their main sort of focuses that they're focusing on.
And what's the trade? In the Navy and the political side, what's the trade for them coming in?
Mostly information.
Got it.
The intelligence agencies, also politics, kind of controls the flow of information.
Yeah, they're controlling the low level politics. It has connections to the global side of it. But you have more the Illuminati with the Skull and Bones, which is the stepping stone to the CFR and all the sort of globalist organizations that extend out of that. But that's now at a higher level, with the Illuminati wanting to also destroy Christianity. But the Illuminati works within the center of Freemasonry, so there's a close association there in terms of the geopolitics. So that's why most of the Masons, or most of the presidents, have been Masons. Right? Freemasons. Did you take that back into history? Yeah. So, and the Bohemian Grove gives the permission to who's going to become president because of the worldwide implication, and that's controlled by the Illuminati as a branch organization that goes into there. So you're going to see Freemasonry working at a lot of lower level initiatory organizations where they have their people in. It could be like the Elks Club or the Lions Club, things like that of lower levels. And they're always looking for those recruits, right, to bring them in as part of what they do. So they're quite active on that sort of aspect. Now, as the New World is being settled, and understand that this is the Templar dream from which all the modern organizations become an organization as a consequence of a central organization that was too large and powerful going down all at once. So now they have a more of a decentralized approach. So you're going to create banking organizations. You're going to, like with the Rothschilds, you're going to have Illuminati, you're going to have Freemasons, you're going to have the Rosicrucians, and just sort of split it up. So as the Templar dream was written down in their secret constitution, is they wanted to do two things. One is they wanted to create the new Babylon within the Roman Church, which the Jesuits took over, and now become on the cutting edge of New World exploration as well. Probably can't get there today with all of this, but the Templar dream is to explore the New World and to set up the new Atlantis, or the platform for world government through this island continent that they discover. And they get there even before. So Oak Island is traveled to by the Sinclairs even before Columbus discovers North America. And Columbus sails on the Santa Maria. My memory serves me correctly on this, the flag of the Templars, because he receives his information on how to get to North America from the Templars who were already there. And the Templars aren't just disappeared by that time. They have other organizations that will continue in Portugal and in Spain, just under a different name. So anyways, this is retaken up with the exploration, this dream to colonize North America and South America, and all to get to this great end time where we have this universal religion and one Messiah running things. So as the migrations happen, you have not the first son of royals and high level bloodlines migrate or immigrate across on these migrations, but say third siblings or second or number of them, and they are leading the setting up of new towns. They're there. They're there to set up their legal claim to the new continent as they go. And for every town that they go to, they set up a town square. Everybody knows that term. Well, in the old town square, and you'll see this written, not written on, but seen in a Masonic temple, a window is put into 4 quadrants. Now that can mean 4 different things, many different things, but in this case, you have the same thing being set up in a town square. You can basically do 2 axes, and on the north and south end, they will put up a legal building. It could be a courthouse, it could be a police station, it could be a fire station, could be anything that represents a legal for the north-south axis. And then on the east-west axis, they are going to set up a Catholic church and a Protestant church as the general MO that they control. And within that, make their claim for the legal rights of that town, because everything's done through legalism, and the legalism that they impose on the world. And so they want to be able to exert that on every government and new town and township and reassign it to within the hierarchy as they branch out. And so I didn't believe it when I first heard it. So I checked out my own hometown. Boom.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, and where I grew up, I won't say where I grew up, but there's a firehouse right on the river on the north. There's a courthouse on the south on top of the hill. There's a Roman Catholic church on the west and a St. Paul's Protestant church on the east. And then I checked out some more towns. And where I first came across it was I was down doing a show, and a weekend show, and they had their members there, and they took us out on a tour to a site of a town of witches, in an old town in Florida. And they said, we're going to go there and we're going to do some certain things. And it was really kind of spooky and stuff. But then we went and we looked at the mapping out. Included where there was either, I think it was an oak tree that was cut down there, that it was close to a water site where they would use that as an altar for their sacrifices. So look for a water source as well with the town square, and they would build tunnels underneath to do all sorts of secret meetings and things like that. So I like to have control of the town center, and the Masonic Hall is always, for the most part, in the town square.
Yeah, an interesting study, you should do this, is go research the plats of major cities.
The plats.
New York, Boston.
PLAT.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Like the history of the plat is just like how a city is organized and kind of run.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so to see them develop, why they're developed that way, it's awesome. And some of it means nothing until you learn other things and you're like, oh, that was all in the plat. Like when the city was developed, they developed it a certain way.